Hello friends, I'm Dr. Prashant Sharma and you are watching MEDICO'S Hub. This is a video series on acquired immunity, and in the first video I am going to discuss the lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs are the organs having aggregates of lymphoid tissues, and these are mainly concerned with the B cells and T cells. All the B cells and T cells are synthesized in bone marrow. So this is a bone marrow, and these are pluripotent stem cells. These give rise to various types of stem cells of erythroid series, lymphoid series and the platelet series. Here the lymphoid stem cells are formed. These lymphoid stem cells form three types of cells. First one is pre-B cells, second is natural killer cells, and the pre-T cells. These pre-T cells enter the blood vessel. These are pre-T cells which are entering the blood vessels, and they will reach the thymus gland. This gland is thymus gland. So the cells that have reached the thymus gland are pre-T cells. Now these pre-T cells lack any of the glycoprotein like CD4 and CD8. So these are also termed as double negative T cells. Double negative T cells means neither CD4 protein is there, glycoprotein is there on their surface, nor CD8 glycoprotein is there on their surface. So these T cells are DN T cells, that is double negative T cells that lack CD4 as well as the CD8. Now in next step, these will acquire CD4 and CD8 both. So these glycoproteins, which are surface receptors also, these will be acquired by the double negative T cells. So it will become double positive T cells, that is double positive T cells. So we can say that these are CD4 plus CD8 plus type of cells. Next step, they will lose either CD4 or CD8. So these will be now termed as single positive T cells. These are also the mature T cells, and those which have lost CD8 are now termed as CD4 positive, CD8 negative type of cell, and which have lost the CD4 will be now termed as CD4 negative and CD8 positive. And these are basically the T helper cells, and these are T cytotoxic cells. So these type of cells will now again enter the blood. So mostly leave the thymus by entering into post-capillary venules. These post-capillary venules at the corticomedullary junction, and some T cells may enter lymphatics. So finally, most of the T cells will enter the blood vessels again from the thymus gland. Now, these natural killer cells directly enter the blood vessel. And these pre-B cells are converted to B cells, which are mature B cells, by acquiring receptors for antigens, by acquiring receptors for cytokines, and by acquiring genes for synthesis of antibodies or immunoglobulins. So finally, after acquiring these potentials and structures, these become B cells, and these B cells will finally enter the blood vessels. So now mature B cells, T cells and the NK cells have entered the blood vessels, and these B cells and T cells will finally migrate to lymph nodes, spleen, mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, and also they may reach the bone marrow, and some may enter the thymus again. So these structures in which the T cell and B cell do not acquire any surface receptor and are stored after acquiring the surface receptor are known as secondary lymphoid organs. While those lymphoid organs in which the B cells and T cells have acquired the surface receptors are termed as primary lymphoid organs. So bone marrow and thymus are primary lymphoid organs. So this is about the lymphoid organs. In next video we'll discuss the thymus. Hit the like button, share and subscribe our channel to get the latest updates and notifications.